All kinds of little relics you find in the woods. You can't always find them the second time. I would think behind us here, the end of the runway, which was the point of no return, if you had a good look around there underground, you'd find no end of bits of Halifaxes which did come to grief at the end of this runway. The spot where we're standing, this is where they'd all start thinking, well, if we take off, do we come back?
The whole length of the Daddington village, you could walk the full length, and you saw nothing but planes, bombers going over. And then in the early hours, you heard them all coming back again. It was just one drone all night long. It was droning of planes, and you didn't sleep much, not after having had one crash. You didn't.
Betty's Bar, of course. I mean, Betty's Bar was the unofficial mess for the RAF, and they used to say it was a briefing room. So there were always tales that you could always find out where the bombers were going that night if you went to Betty's Bar, but how true that was, I wouldn't like to say.
There were situations where people who may have been attracted to a particular girl, particularly if she was attractive, as many of the WAFs were, when the chaps would say, I should steer clear of that one. Oh, old chap, she's a bit of a Jonah. And that is the sort of situation which I suppose is inevitable in the circumstances of the time. But it does indicate that they weren't immune to superstition.
They carried all sorts of mascots. I can recall one crew, who shall be nameless, whose mascot was a fox terrier. And to my knowledge, he did at least 10 operations over Germany. They carried things like a pair of French knickers, for example, off the favourite girlfriend, or dolls. And you tended to feel that once the charm had worked, that if you failed to take it with you, then you were going to get the chop.
WAFs stealing apples from local orchards, riding bikes without lights and getting pulled by the local bobby. The bobby who, in fact, went on raids with the Wellingtons of 150 Squadron. And this particular bobby played poker in the sergeant's mess and lost his family piano. And the first his wife knew about it was when a gang of RAF men arrived on the wagon outside the police house coming to collect the piano. Of course, she didn't let them have it. But stories like that, they're very interesting. They're quite fascinating, some of them.